Well, get your arsenals ready because Jiarmy is up in arms in this grand finals. A rematch against Foxy Gaming. Best of 3 this time. So we are going the distance. This is the FSL Dota 2 Open Tour presented by FSL alongside our sponsors and partners Yahoo and Intel. I'm Husky and alongside me is Otomo, and we will be crowning the grand champions by the end of today.
Yeah, but there's a final best of 3 here between Jiarmy as well as Foxy Gaming. They had a match yesterday where Jiarmy took it pretty handedly, and now it's time for it's time for Foxy Gaming to get their rematch going. I'm hoping we see some interesting heroes. I'm hoping we see the Lycan, the Beastmaster. Is that something you think is going to happen? You always ask me, so it's my turn to interview you. What do you think is going to happen this game, Husky?
It's if it's specifically Lycan and Beastmaster, I want it to happen. But judging from what we know about these players, I don't think they are comfortable on these summoners on Beastmasters or Lycan. It would be great though. No, I love to be proven wrong. We have been proven wrong a lot of times these past 2 days. So if we see a Beastmaster or Lycan, I think that could be the kind of pocket picks that throws everyone off guard.
For sure. And if we were going to see that, I think we're going to see more likely coming out from Foxy Gaming side, just because they are sort of maybe the less likely to win. But let's go to the draft. Or we're already through the banning phase. Let's see what we're working with here. And okay, nothing too crazy yet.
Yeah, and Abaddon Lion, Lifestealer, Mirana, Pango, TB, all banned out. Jiarmy has Sand King Rubik as an opening, pretty strong one. Into a Lina first pick and Undying.
Flexing both of these heroes. Undying has been being played as a 4-5. Lina can be played as a 2-4. So there's a little bit of flexibility here, whereas Jiarmy is drafted a little bit more standard with that, off-lane Sand King position for Rubik. Decent spells to steal, nothing too crazy. Tombstone's pretty good. Lina's stun's pretty good, so nothing too incredible like an Ice Path or a Burrow Strike, but still decent spells. Nice opening from Jiarmy though. Going with that 3-4 kind of tells you what the lane is. I think Undying should be able to handle that though. Just keep stacking those decays on Sand King, should be okay.
Yeah, there are a couple of good spells, right? Your Soul Rip, the Tombstone, of course, all of Lina's spells are amazing. Jiarmy is going to ban the Medusa. Is there a possibility that Foxy Gaming, they are going to put this Lina in a position where she can either be a support or mid, or do you think opening up with Lina kind of just indicates that you want her to be in the mid lane, in the support lane, excuse me?
She's a flexible hero, right? So that's why you want to pick it just to flex it, but I feel like if you pick her very early, there will be a few counters picked, and then it'll be she's just going to be a support. Because you don't want your core to be counted as much as possible.
Yeah, absolutely. That definitely serves as a very strong point. Foxy Gaming, though, PL banned out. So we have seen a lot of Luna in this tournament. Of course, Luna is going to go. We're finally not going to see the Panther riding elf, if she's an elf.
Is she an elf? I don't know. I don't know. She's more like I don't think she's an elf. We have to see her ears. Can you imagine? We're show me your ears. I need to see what I'm working with here. I think she's a moon rider. I guess. Is that a race? Is that her job? Is that what she worships?
Moon rider sounds more like a profession, right? It's right? Like princess of the moon. That's a profession.
I'm gonna look at her lore. Let's see, what does her lore say about it? She was the scourge of the plains, a leader among men. That doesn't really say. It doesn't really say if she's an elf or not. I feel like we'll find eventually.
Though, if you have watched Dragon's Blood, Luna is a pretty cruel mistress, or a pretty cruel commander.
Have you watched it? Because I haven't seen it yet.
Yes, I finished Dragon's Blood when it came out. I actually watched it twice.
Oh, was it that good?
I mean, Dota has been needing a lore for a long time, right? Something to really expand on that universe. So I would say Dragon's Blood is a good start. I am definitely looking forward to this second season, but that's going to take a while. Invoker ban by Foxy Gaming, and Gyrocopter will be the position 1 for the team.
Yeah, pretty solid combination with the Undying, honestly, because if Sand King, firstly, he's gonna have a tough time using using Blink Dagger, because of Flak Cannon. You can also use the Rocket Barrage if he gets close, which sometimes we're seeing them skip completely. good pick with the Grimstroke. We saw yesterday what a good Soulbind can do, and you have really good spells here. Double Fate Ball, double Burrow Strike, double Lift. Not double Steal, by the way. That's an interesting interaction. If you Soulbind 2 people, if Rubik steals from like person A,
remaining.
he actually steals person B's spell. It's a very weird interaction that works like
5
that.
seconds remaining.
Huh, now, does the Fate Bolt damage reduction stack if you have the Grimstroke out?
I believe it does not, but this is one of those
Right.
things where I'm not sure. I believe it just refreshes the cooldown. By the way, I've read Luna's biography. It says she's a woman. I don't know if that means she's
Wow,
an
I
elf.
did not know. I thought
I
that.
mean, I was. It just says she's a woman. What am I? I got
10
this. Is what I got.
seconds remaining.
She was chosen by the goddess of the moon, and she's a
You-
woman. That's what
5
that.
seconds
She's
remaining.
chosen by Salamene. It got me excited for a while. I'm like, okay, we finally will find out what is Luna. She's a woman. Great. Great info.
That is our official FSL stance that Luna is a woman. And
I would be
I'm
more
gonna tweet
impressed
it.
if you told me that she's a ringmaster because she's an animal tamer because she has a
Radiant
panther.
team ban.
But
Legion Commander.
it's okay. It's okay. We'll give that a pass. Jiarmy investing a lot in that whole soul buy combo, right? They have the Juggernaut follow up. Foxy Gaming picking up one of my favorite women is Legion Commander.
Maybe
10
pushing it too
seconds
far. But yeah,
remaining.
Legion Commander is great. You have a nice source of Dispel,
team ban.
decent heal. I mean, her heal is just so much better with that talent. I guess that what Foxy Gaming is hoping for is that this flexible Lena's might throw Jiarmy up, but Jiarmy's not. They don't feel fooled. They're like, all right, we think it's a Lena support, and Lena support, interesting. If she is with Legion Commander,
10
because you don't
seconds
really have a
remaining.
setup stun to start her off with. I think I might prefer a different 4,
5
honestly.
seconds remaining.
Yeah. To be very frank with you, I don't mind if
Team
Legion
ban.
Commander is a 4 right now.
I think so too. I'm not gonna pick it in my pubs until I see it in a tournament. But I do think Legion Commander could be a decent 4. Like she's with a bit of, she doesn't need that much farm. A bit of farm, then you focus on just Dispel, and you're still useful. I do think Foxy Gaming could
10
consider
seconds remaining.
Phoenix 4. Sorry.
Yeah. I mean, the 15 talent is super good,
5
right? Is it 15?
seconds
Like
remaining.
the plus 40 HP? Yeah, that's
It's
plus 40
15,
HP
it's 15.
region. That's insane. One of the, like, even if you play Legion Commander is probably one of the only heroes in the game that can permanently gain damage, and that, like, it doesn't need damage items because she just gets it, right? Oh,
Yeah.
I can see why not as support. Although in lane you might, like, she's not bad at trading either. You get, like, you can even go like 2 points in press the attack, 2 points in what do you call that?
Overwhelming
Moment
odds?
of courage.
Oh, okay. I was
Yeah.
thinking you max at overwhelming odds because they also buffed up its radius. I think that's pretty good.
Dire team ban.
I don't know. I think she can be played as a support, but time will tell. I do
Radiant
think
team
Foxy might want to get a different 4 here. It's going to be Jiarmy's last pick. They are definitely going to go for the mid laner here. Would they go for something that combos with the Grimstroke as well? Something like a Doom may not be so bad. You get the double Doom off, even if it's a mid lane. Doom is not so bad. What else?
10
The Ember
seconds
Spirit
remaining.
is still in the pool. Not sure I feel the Ember
5
Spirit that
seconds
much though.
remaining.
Yeah. We get the Puck Magnus, Bat Rider, and Void Spirit ban. Though Jiarmy, I think if you want to go for like a Storm Spirit, that would be great as well, you know, decent with the Grimstroke.
No real catch as well. Like you got, like it has to be Legion Commander Blink, and you still have time to do that. And
Templar
they go with the
Assassin.
TA instead, a hero who got a significant amount of nerfs. So it kind of just slipped my mind completely. But decent mid to have for sure. Although a bit of a greedy mid. Foxy Gaming, I feel like you want to maybe consider go for the Phoenix. I think Phoenix is fantastic this
10
game. Juggernaut's
seconds
annoying,
remaining.
but other than that, there's no egg hitters. Great
5
against removing
seconds
refraction
remaining.
charges. Just one Sunray, 1 second, and it's gone. I think the Phoenix would be a decent pick here.
Yeah, we'll see how it's gonna be.
Ember
Ember
Spirit.
Spirit, so
Select your heroes.
yeah, not really kind of the preferred pick, but it does work, right? You still kind of provide the tempo. You fly around the map, you create a lot of space, and it is going to be a post for Lina, as you predicted. You know, with the first pick it, it's gonna be a post 5 Undying. So Undying up against the Sand King, Grimstroke. Sand King Rubik. You get the Lina into the Juggernaut Grimstroke.
Ember Spirit is not bad against the Temple Assassin because you can remove refraction charges in an instant also with the Flame Guard. She has no magic damage until level 6, so there's not like it's not that bad. I just I thought that maybe Lina would go mid instead, and you can just stick to the Phoenix because your combo with the Legion Commander, your big burst damage is going to be dual into Laguna Blade and Soul Rip. It's not bad, but Phoenix Sunray is just kind of easier to pull off. No cooldown, basically. That's fine.
Yeah.
I think it's fine. I think either way. I think you first.
I think it's fine.
We have one mind. You know, we both agree. We're like, it's not bad. What else though? Late game, it looks pretty hard for Foxy though. Gyrocopter scales very well, but he's not single target heavy. He's not very similar to like a Luna or Medusa, where a lot of your damage is spread out, and you need to be a hidden farm to be useful. Whereas you look at Juggernaut and TA specifically, their ability to bring down one person in like 2-3 seconds is very good. Like Gyrocopter does not do that.
Yeah. And Juggernaut also has something that Gyrocopter doesn't have, right? Invulnerability. Being untargetable while dealing damage. That is actually like Gyrocopter, yeah, you can be strong, you can pop your Satanic, but 1 versus 1 you have a Satanic, he just goes into Omni Slash and that's it, you know, you won't be able to accomplish much.
Yeah, but at least you can lifesteal from other people. So I understand what you mean though. It's like Juggernaut, plus you have Swift Flash also just to run away or even engage back in. But I like Jiarmy's draft quite a bit more. I also think the Sand King is just better than the Legion Commander in terms of what you want from an offlaner. Legion Commander really has to pop off to continue to be useful. Whereas Sand King, we've seen just today, Blink Dagger, Burrow Strike, Epicenter, the hero is always good, like always useful. Just with these, whereas it's a harder game for Cat Chaser.
Yeah, and it's just the ability to start a fight, catch people off guard is insane, right? It's just the beauty of Dota sometimes. The hero designs. Sometimes, yeah, you can have a horrible lane like a Tide Hunter. You can go at 0 and 5, but once he gets the dagger and he pushes that Ravage, in a blink of an eye, you can just win a fight off of that one thing, off of that one pickup.
Exactly. Though Foxy do have good catch with the Ember Spirit, because the thing about Legion Commander is that if you want to stun someone, you're committing your ultimate and you have no idea what's going to happen. Like, you press R on someone and anything could happen. Like, all their friends could teleport in or be smoked behind them. But at least Ember Spirit, you can slide a fist, searing chains, and then you're like, okay, I don't think anyone's here, so we can go for it.
Yeah, Legion Commander is basically the definition of submitting yourself to fate, right? It's like, take me, you know, whatever it is, I accept my destiny.
Yeah, like whatever has Salamene, you know, like, right? That's the goddess. She's like, Salamene, just do what you want with me. Oh, I love the Sleepless is just looking at the Grimstroke, like, when are you gonna move? I'm waiting for you to move. But both teams are.
Like, people think that Ogre is the definition of lottery because you have like all those multi-casts, but no, Legion Commander is the real lottery because you have actual losses. Like, it will tell you if you lose, and you lose, and you give people damage, you know.
It's only the lottery the way we play it. You know, the way good players play, it's not a lottery. But when we play it, we're like, I don't know, I have no idea. I press R, whatever happens, I'm cool with it.
Yeah. The odds are like when other people play it, it's like, all right, the odds are always in our favor. Like this is a sure win. We will rig this and we will win it. But when we play, it's like, all right, whatever happens, happens. You know, like if they get a +10, good on them.
They earned it. You know,
they earned it. Yeah. They had to work for that. You know, they had to beat me. They had to beat me down and earned it.
Sand King -16 strength early on. That's a bit painful. Like, Behind Lisa is out of mana, so you can see that the damage the strength coming back a little bit. And Meredy, ooh, that's a bit of a few hits here. No burst strike.
She's dead.
I was thinking, like, oh, she's got some mana.
Yeah, I was thinking like, I mean, you're up against a ranged hero, so I'm not sure if Caustic Finale is the way to go.
Yeah, right. It's like that's very confusing. Honey Lisa.
She might die. And she's dead. I mean, it's not too bad, but still, first blood goes over to the Undying got it. So it's kind of a give and take. Yeah, in case you were wondering, like where was Meredy yesterday? She was actually AU. It's like I changed my name, but it didn't show up in game. So it's for those who are confused. She is AU.
Yeah, it's okay for Annalisa to die because you come back with full HP and mana. It's like you'd rather die to neutrals, but then the death timer is also a lot longer against neutral creeps. It's like 22 seconds minimum. If you die to a hero, it's like gonna be like 7 seconds. So I still think that you might want to consider dying to creeps, though. I don't know. They've done the math. They're pros.
Yeah. In the wise word of Winter himself, he says, "You're licensed to feed. You know, you're allowed to die. You know, being given the permission to die in Dota is a huge honor. You know, because every time you die, it's mass pings, there's report, it's people running down mid. Like if people allow you to die, you should be happy about that."
I got the kill. What more do you want? I got your kill now. Now I shall rest in peace for a little bit.
I get my 15 seconds of nap.
Good harass coming out from Sleepless so far, by the way. Like she's just been able to put out a lot of pain, and Juggernaut's actually suffering quite a bit. 7 and 1 only at 3.5 minutes. There's good pulls coming out. You can actually see Sleepless pulled up another creep camp, and what she does is she goes and hits the Grimstroke as well. She's like, "Oh, you want to try and like, you want to punch me, bro? I'll punch you like 3 times as hard."
640 attack range. Look at that. That's ridiculous. So,
I think she was able to deny some of the creeps as well.
Yeah. At the same time, the Juggernaut guild is also not. I mean, if you look at the last hits, yeah, she's only 4 last hits behind Cat Chaser, but every time she walks up for a Drake, Cat Chaser just turns on her. No, the moment of the courage. I think you probably want to go like a 0-1-2. Like the overwhelming odds is like kind of okay. You know, you just want to man fight your enemies early on. They actually can beat you. 60% lifesteal is insane. Even catches the wave.
Yeah, but they lose the range creep, but it's like still fine. You know, you still get most of the wave your side. And the block on the neutral camps means that it's just gonna be very hard for them to block. Oh, sorry, to pull.
Good deny on the sentry ward as well. So active supports, you know, something that I think requires a lot of understanding and control to pull off, right? Like as a support, like how do you want to secure your core to the lane? Do you want to fight the enemy support? Do you want to just go in? Like how do you want to navigate that? And I think we're seeing a great demonstration from both teams where the supports are just being that nuisance. Like it's like it's like a tick that you cannot get out of your hair. Annalisa though, oh boy.
She is okay. Here's the thing. Annalisa, she went 0-5 with Abaddon. They won. So she's like, if I go 0-5 again, we'll also win. You know? That is flawless logic, my friend. You can't deny it. You know, I went 0-5. I won. I will go 0-5 again.
That's the trick.
Meanwhile, Gyrocopter is going for the stats build, by the way. Max Flak Cannon, 1 point homing missile, and then you go all stats.
And press the attack. Cat Chaser is just gonna man fight this. The Inkswell will go off alongside the Blade Fury. The LSA a bit too late. Cat Chaser dies, but Gil, if she goes down, it's gonna be a decent trade. And yes, she does die. That resource going over to Alina, completely worth it.
Yeah, it gets her a lot closer to that Laguna Blade, which is very helpful for her. Although, so she might reach level 6 the same time as the LC does, which is kind of good. Like, you actually want that, because then you can just Laguna duel, bring someone down instantly, and then you can just rotate with these two. Whereas sometimes the LC is like level 7 and the support's level 4, and you're like, great, I can't actually do anything with you. I can just watch you duel. But Juggernaut is suffering, though. Suffering a lot. Juggernaut is getting a great amount of denies.
Again, just the poke coming in. Annalisa just so rips to keep herself healthy. It's not gonna get any better when both LC and Lina hits level 6, right? You do someone and suddenly lightning strikes. And it's just plus 10.
As Razor said, zap your ass. You know, that's what happens. I wonder if Annalisa meant to put down the Observer right in the middle of the lane. That is a bit risky because you know that Meredy will probably get some sentries up here just so she can sandstorm safely.
Oh yeah. Gyrocopter is annoying. I hate his voice.
I know, right? Get off!
And that's what it sounds like.
Oh,
yeah. When you move. That's what it's like to be annoying when you're old. This old dude who is like an inventor.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
He is quite the character. I don't know. I like him. If you ever watch the Dota Cinema, the Dota 2 reporter, he's kind of a cool character there. But other than that, no, I'm not. I am not a fan of the Gyrocopter for sure.
Which one is more annoying? Invoker, Gyrocopter, or Skywrath Mage? Like if you have to choose
Dire's
one.
middle tower is under
I think
attack.
Gyrocopter's probably the worst. Invoker's kind of cool because he's like lived for eons and he just keeps talking. And it's like, alright, he's got an ego, but he can summon the wrath of the sun. Gyrocopter
Like,
can
he lived
delegate
long enough, right? So you gotta give him that.
Yeah. Gyrocopter's plane is 2 feet off the ground. Like, can't you design something a bit that flies? It's like 2 feet off the ground.
Can't even fly over the Mars Arena.
Dire's middle tower
What's the
is
point of
under
its flying? You can't even go over a cliff. Anyway, TA is doing an amazing job of farming, but that's sort of just Templar Assassin things, but you know, she's always going to be a good farmer. And Sleepless is going to make it out just fine. Ooh, big
Oh,
bit
they
of a
have the
rotation
ward.
from Miri.
Just good vision on the cliff from Foxy Gaming. They saw this. Miri's gonna come in and, you know, just going to take, well, stacked camps. Wait, no, she doesn't even take the camp. Tries to steal the camp, in fact. Yeah.
No, I think she was checking to see if there were any stacks, because Ember Spirit's actually pretty good at taking them with the Flame Guard. You can just Flame Guard smoke and you can take a stack. So she goes in, she drops a trap, she sees it like, oh, well, there's nothing here for me. So that's like 2 seconds wasted time, but it gives you a good amount of info. But Ember Spirit is getting almost the same amount of CS as TA. That's really bad, because TA is the farming for. Oh dear.
Oh boy, Meridian and Gaia teaming up to steal some stacks. Call down his steals alongside the Homer Missile. Epicenter from Meridian is going to finish off Hanelisa, but they have a to worry about. Side of Fist coming from Ningen. Foxy Gaming, they'll get 2 quick kills.
I think that Meridi with that stun, that was like perfect timing. I've never seen someone land a burst strike so fast as he was remedying. Like, that's perfect timing. Oh, cool. There you go.
That's a do. That's a +10.
And Foxy Gaming off to an amazing start. Like top lane, we saw Lisa die a few times, but that's her strategy. You know, it's buff up the enemy so we can farm them later.
It's the ritual, you know. It's gonna be kind of a slower paced game. Though, despite Foxy Gaming off to a good start, yeah, they have that 1,000 gold lead. They have to eventually deal with the TA, right? The TA is just gonna accelerate and farm, you know, as the game progresses. So they're gonna try and go to Cat Chaser and a good Phantom's Embrace. They silence the LC and she's gonna go down. So good combination from the side of Jiarmy.
One of those kills are just too violent to show on screen. You know, like no. We will go and look at something nicer, like a river. You know, like let's see what's happening there. Gil is gonna go for the Battle Fury build, which means that she doesn't want to farm. That's kind of awkward though. If you have Gil farming and you have the Templar Assassin farming as well, like there may not be enough farm on the map, and they do spot out the stacks. So TA might be considering coming here, and I think the Sentry Ward is spotted. Annalisa will know that she can take it to D Ward as well, so she can stack. And there you go.
Yeah, and
trying to delay the farm.
It's taking a stroll as well. And this is
Ooh,
where
Dire's top tower is under
triple ancient stacks. This is where you want to bring in the mid laner and be like, yeah, and again, you need to take this right now, or the Gyrocopter, you know, whichever wants the farm.
Because you do want Ningen to just run around with Cat Chase, just get those dual kills off. Because you win dual kills, you really don't need to build any damage items. I mean, you mentioned that as well, but really, it's like you can just build, you know, the Blink Dagger, the BKB, and all the defensive items, and you get damage naturally. Actually, look at the net worth though. TA is ahead, but it's not that big of a deal. It's the Juggernaut who's really kind of suffering. This is your carry, by the way. He needs to be the top of net worth, and he's literally the bottom of the course. But, you know, Battle Fury will help. Battle Fury will help.
Radiant's bottom
Be a
tower
smoke
has
from Jiarmy.
Dire's middle tower
Infiltrating jungle so far. They do get the stacks, but they kind of need more than that. Dropping the sentry is doing kind of a Grand Theft Auto. Unfortunately enough for Foxy Gaming, they are going to pretty much dodge this unless Ningen walks in. In fact, they saw bigger targets. Gyrocopter with the Inksaw on top of him. Nana is pretty much going to go down, but the dude with the Laguna, Epicenter is going to go for Meridi. Can they kill Miri in time? No! The pulses is just enough, and Meridi gets a triple kill. Miri stays alive, but Meridi just did a job. Pops the one, stays alive, Sleepless, gonna get stunned by the Burrow Strike. The Gaia comes in, the damage is insufficient, and Ningen will turn around with the Dragon Slayer to follow up. Foxy Gaming returns with 4 kills of their own.
And that was just a fantastic start for Jiarmy, because they were able to get the Gyrocopter basically off. I love the duel on the TA. The duel on the TA was not to actually kill her, but it was to stop her from hitting the Gyrocopter while the Gyrocopter healed up. Wasn't enough, but it was a very really smart play coming out from Foxy Gaming just now. Overall, they do win the fight. They get one more kill out of that, and Ember Spirit is really fun right now. Ember Spirit is just kind of like, I mean, he got so much out of that fight. Still, Juggernaut's getting inching closer and closer to that Battle Fury.
Absolutely.
It's a bit worrisome if he goes Battle Fury, because then he'll be able to farm, but... Oh, gas basically.
That's the Legion Commander I like. It doesn't care, it runs in. Double braces and then hood.
Like, you can't actually kill her, because if you spin, she got, like I said, hood, and you don't, and if you try to Omni Slash, she got so much healing from the first attack. By the way, the other day I read, apparently when you win a duel, you automatically cast press the attack on yourself. I had no idea. I haven't played Dota for like 10 years. I had no idea that was a thing. I was like, wait, you do? What?
Yes, you actually do.
How could you? It's like you live your whole life and you realize something's completely different and it's crazy. It blew my mind for the rest of the day.
It's like, how did that info, just get past everyone, right?
Well, past me. Everyone else do it. I'm the only one who's like an idiot. Like, oh, I did not know that was a thing. Gil is actually recovering very nicely. He already overtook both the Ember Spirit and the Legion Commander. Like, remember we talked about how bad his laning stage was, but he just recovered perfectly.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
So far, for Jiarmy, they are still in a pretty good spot. All the TA traps, get some vision. Gil is farming, like you said. You'd think that it's more of an even game, or like Foxy Gaming still has that kind of an advantage with what they have.
I think Jiarmy has the advantage actually, because they're true, they're only 1k gold ahead, but they are the farming lineup. They are the greedy lineup with a Juggernaut, Battle Fury, and a TA mid. They should not be the ones who are having a good game. It should be Foxy Gaming running over them right now. And that's something they should try. They should consider just smoking, getting as many kills as they can, because this is too risky right now the way it's working out. That was a long ink swell.
Well, to get away, the Gaia though not so lucky. They have Melody with the Epicenter, gets the Burrow Strike, but they don't have the damage. At least not enough. Now duo into the Laguna. They're gonna get the Grimstroke in return. And now Cat Chaser, she is on the hunt. Gonna try and land the stun on the Melody, and yes, LSA, Dragon Slave, Sleight of Fist is enough. 2 more kills for Foxy Gaming.
They have to keep doing this. It's kind of like tiring Dota, where you have to keep on searching, getting kills, but you have to do that if you're Foxy. Let the Gyrocopter farm, rely on him for the late game, but the other 4 have got to make space, because you have 4 fighting heroes, and they only have 3.
Yeah, it's like search and destroy mission.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Press the attack stolen though. That's going to be a pretty good spell to keep cores alive. We did not see Miri in that fight at all. It was just, like you said, right, the 3 fighting heroes. But Desolator picked up by the TA, Blink Dagger might be next. Do you still think the Axe is good after the 0.5 second nerf?
I mean, it's in this game in particular, when you have the Legion Commander as well as the Ember Spirit, that half second makes a big difference. It's still good though, because it gives you so much mobility, so it's always going to be good, but it's a big hit. Like, you lose quite a bit out of it. I think it's something that TA players are always going to get no matter what, but it's just going to come out a bit later. Look for the Deso first. Oh, they know this.
There's a healing ward, everyone is topped up. They're going to give this up. Everyone is way too late. They press the attack, so much value. Miri takes the Aegis. And now, let's see what Jiarmy can do.
Battle Fury finished on the Juggernaut. Her farm is going to accelerate so much. And if you're Foxy Gaming, you have to think, did we do enough to carry us through 2 farming cores right now? Lane
so
stage
far
looks
so good, right?
So good. So, I mean, so far so reasonable, because like you look at it and you think, they're not behind, but they are in terms of, it's like if one team has 3 Midases and they are getting the same kills as the other teams. Like, the Midas should not be doing this much work.
Right.
Well, Foxy Gaming might try to defend this though. They are going to defend against the entire lineup.
Good LSA, the long range of Meredy. Brady jumps in with the Burrow Strike. Good Grimstroke ultimate, but where's the follow-up? They have the Ink Sword. Meredy just gonna be that front line. Good double Omni Slash into the back line. Sleeveless gonna be chopped up into pieces, and the Saints can be saved for this Undying as well. They take out the Tombstone. Free go for, I believe, Gil. But that's exactly what Jiarmy needs to do.
Yeah, I mean, oh man, this Soulbind is doing so much work.
They saw Ningen. She has the remnant. But Jiarmy came, got what they came here for, and it's tier 2. And they,
so now they're just gonna start now they're just gonna start suffocating the map because again in the top lane, like you look at it, the outpost, it's warded. You have Juggernaut in the area as well. Actually, just left just now. But you have like the traps, the ward, the outpost. Basically, top side of the map is now the property of Jiarmy. So Foxy Gaming, Gyrocopter wasn't. Can he actually do this? He went for a Dragon Lance early on. Huh. Really slows up his Aghanim's timing. I don't know how I feel about that. It's very scary. Look at the net worth. Top 4, 3 of them are from Jiarmy's cores.
Yeah. So we can kind of say that they probably recovered a bit, right? 4K gold lead, decent fights.
Yeah, I'd say that they're very happy with the way the game is going. I want to try this new Rubik out. He's got that minus 25 talent, cooldown talent at 15. Looks pretty good. He's still
Legion Commander, that's a huge pick. There's no way for it to get out, not even with the Soul Rip. As Ningen just tries to do a bit of chip damage with the Sleight of Fist. However, with Jiarmy, riding this momentum, it does look a bit tough for Foxy Gaming to just run in. And Meredy, again, we look at the Sand King with the Blink Dagger. It is so efficient when you want to start these fights.
I was thinking the exact same thing when she blinked in with the. Because imagine if you were an LC, you'd have to risk the duel, and that could do anything. But with the Sand King, just jump in Burrow Strike with the Ink Swamp on, and it's like, oh wow, look, that's like so much control with just thanks to the Sand King. Of course, the Grimstroke helps, but it's mostly the Sand King. And
yes,
I'm looking at Foxy Gaming. They do have some decent stuff they can do. Oh, Nana?
Cat Chaser is going to help out alongside Ningen. Meredy with the Ink Swell. Not going to find anyone just yet, but it's going to be the Omni Slash suspended. They kill off the Undying. So individual pickups once more being the name of the game for Jiarmy. Foxy Gaming slowly losing in terms of that net worth. And for the side of Jiarmy, they still have the Aegis, they still have the Epicenter and the Grimstroke out, and they're going to go in. Again on the Cat Chaser, she cannot save herself, and she is going to go down once more. LSA on Throughput, Laguna, and the Dragon Slayer follows up. Immediately traded back for the side of Foxy Gaming. The Flat Cannon is doing a lot of damage alongside Ningen. They even find Gil. So maybe for the side of Jiarmy, they have overextended. Mimi will blink away. Ligaya does steal the Sleight of Fist, but she is gonna die. And Foxy Gaming just claps back with 4 kills.
That was a bit. I gotta admit that was surprising. It didn't look like there's any way for Jiarmy to actually die, and they started off the fight without the Legion Commander. She just got blown up, but very good move by Fox to make a comeback. They ignored the TA as much as they can because she is the one with the Aegis, and they were able to kill Gil. Gil was like the Juggernaut. You think, oh, Juggernaut can't be killed, but they were able to get her down. Nana, I think she might have the Aghanims now, so that's gonna also provide a lot of damage. Gonna go for the BKB next. BKB is good. The problem is you need BKB and Satanic, which is a bit awkward. You need both of these items, and it's hard to tell which one you need more.
I still think BKB is okay, right? Because you won't get like
BKB is great.
Yeah.
The thing is, you need both, right? You need like the BKB to dodge all the Inkswell, the lift, the Burst Strike, but you also want
Okay, this might be huge. Inkswell's gonna go off. Here comes Meredy once more, double Burrow Strike. Grimstroke late on that ultimate, but it doesn't really matter. Epicenter still goes off. Honey Lisa is gonna die. They will take out the Tombstone. Meredy is gonna get taken up by the lightning. But it's a 2-4-1, and most importantly, the Gyrocopter. Aegis has expired, so unfortunately for Jiarmy, they were not able to get too much out of that. The value of the Aegis, not as impactful as we thought it would be, but nonetheless, they still maintain that goal lead.
Yeah, it got them some map control, but I think they would also preferred if they could have gotten like another tier 2, maybe threatened the high ground more. Like their net worth lead is exactly the same as when they took the Aegis, which is not a good thing because as the game goes on, the net worth lead being 4K only will be like, oh, percentage-wise, you're not really increasing it at all. So that's not a big deal. But Jill is now second in net worth after a really miserable laning stage. Does
Still
also have the
farming up the
SNY.
Oh,
yeah,
Radiant are scared.
this is one of I'm glad to see them do this. By the way, we've seen a lot of the Ursa players. They go diffuse and then they keep jungling, but Jill was like, okay, I'm gonna farm. I might as well take the Battle Fury, and it's worked out well for her.
Well, at least Foxy Gaming, it's kind of slowed down a bit, right? After witnessing how Jiarmy can just jump out and catch them. Things are not going to get any easier. Two big item
Especially
pickups
the-
for Jiarmy. TA got the BKB. I think for Sand King just got the U Scepter.
Oh, the level difference is pretty brutal, to be honest. Oh well, Ningen is 18 with the TA 18, but Jacob as well 14. Juggernaut's 16. That's pretty bad. Here's one thing I really recognize about Legion Commander is that even though she's a melee hero, she doesn't actually want to frontline too much because you generally want to use your press the attack to save someone and then you want to duel. You rarely want to put her in the front the same way you want to put a Tide Hunter or a Mars or an Underlord. Like she is not the same style just because she's a melee hero. So
What do you think about her talent, the plus 200 dual range? Like, is that ever going to have an impact?
I don't know, right? That one's always a weird one. What's the other one actually? Is it the mana region? Can we? Oh no, it's the radius, right? I think the overwhelming odds radius is incredible compared to that, right? You play Legion Commander more than me, so I would definitely defer to you on this one. What do you think?
I mean, I have not tried Legion Commander in this patch yet. I'm guessing that Cat Chaser went for the radius. I think I agree. I think the radius probably has a bigger impact just because the more you hit, like it is based on. Oh wait, actually no, he went for the cast range. I think that's an argument for both. Like the radius, like your overwhelming odds scales off of how many people you hit. So, like if you get the radius, you hit more. There's more movement speed. It's more damage. You can blow up illusions, quick, better. But I think the radius is also fine because more often than not, you rather be far enough to suck someone in. It's like a pseudo sinister gaze, but you're actually dealing damage.
That's a I guess that's a point, but I mean, once you use the cast range, you're just gonna move straight. You can also move towards them. Like I think both heroes will like run to each other, Mortal Kombat style. Like we're gonna meet in the middle and we're gonna pound each other. So I mean I guess I have to check. Like we have to see what it's such a new talent, so it's hard to tell. But we'll find out. The pros will guide us.
Like, I haven't tried out the new talent enough to kind of make my own judgment. But so far, we will go with Cat Chaser. Let's see what it's gonna bring. Maybe with a Blink Dagger, the value will be more prominent, right? Because now you have a way to engage. They call it Grim Stroke. That's free blue damage for sure. She does have the shard on this Legion Commander, so a lot of value from this press the attack. I reckon at level 15 she's gonna get the plus 40 HP regen. Like there's no reason that you're just gonna give up free HP regen. 5 seconds. It's like what 200 HP, like flat.
Yeah.
Is it 200? Oh yeah, I mean the bonus
200
200 flat, right?
Yeah.
And then go for like the other talent.
Ooh, Agam is finished on the Ember Spirit. We actually discussed how this thing got nerfed. It used to be 3,500 speed, now it's 3,000 only. So it's quite a bit slow, but it's still blazingly fast. I don't think anyone who's gonna be like, my God, I'm only moving at 300. That's right, 3,000 movement speed. Ugh.
Yeah, I mean,
it's still.
It puts Bloodseeker to shame,
Yeah, right. It's like I don't think there's any actual person who can outrun that. I'm thinking if Spirit Breaker with a few buffs might be able to like get half of that.
A search, I guess.
Maybe
that's like the best you can ask for.
Oh, but Surge doesn't. I don't think Surge breaks the limit. There's only a few spells that break the movement speed limit, and it's like Spirit Breaker's Charge is one of the few of them.
You break the sound barrier.
Break the sound barrier, right? Yeah. You can easily hit 1,000 movement speed. I think you're right. Maybe Bloodseeker as well is too fast. Like I remember Weaver at one point Shikuchi allows you to break the limit, but now it's like nope, it's just certain. You can only go to certain speeds only. You no longer Formula 1.
Does the outpost see this observer ward? Like, can we click on the outpost range? Does it see
Very
the observer
close.
ward?
It should be on the edge. It should be right on the edge. No,
Let's see.
outpost, the
Okay,
outpost.
no. Okay, it does not see it.
Mission top.
Really? The glowing thing?
Wait,
I
does
think
it?
we clicked on the outpost.
Does
It
it?
probably doesn't. Anyway.
I mean, Jao would have saw it, right?
Attack.
Yeah, it would have been. It's
It's
right on the edge.
Oh, okay.
Right on the edge, baby.
That was smart. That was smart.
It's so close. It's so tantalizing. It's
That's
right.
the thing, right? Like ward placement in this game is not for the faint of heart. It's not for people with like OCD, because you just place like on the very edge and suddenly a camp is blocked, or it gets revealed.
Like this sentry ward in the mid lane almost spots the observer. I think it actually might.
Oh my
it's
goodness!
So close, right? Like
if only the radius was not reduced, it would have seen the observer ward for sure.
Yes, 400%.
Look at this.
Like years of playing support, and I can look at him like, yeah, that thing is right in the range. Like that's just at the tip. You can tell. So
when
close.
you have been supporting for a long time. It's like I don't
Too
like that.
long. By the way, I think that should be a new mini game. Is this ward in Vision or not? Like they just put the ward like, is it in Vision? Like, let me think about that one.
Yeah, the Dota trivia, right? Is this ward in Vision? Instead of asking us questions as dumb as, what hero won 1 hour ago with this item build? Mage Slayer, Solar Crest.
BKB and Aghanims, like I don't know.
And then you pick like the closest hero, maybe like a Legion Commander. It's like, no, it's actually a Keeper of the Light. What kind of hero game did? Yeah, what kind of hero game did the Valve pull this data out of? Like, there's gonna be like people are gonna riot when they see this and be like, what the heck?
Well, for now, I'm trying to think about what the team is going to consider doing. They do have an Aegis on Miris, but there's not much. Foxy isn't giving them those big openings, so that's something to be happy about. Cloak of Flame is also fixed up on 2 people. Oh, sorry, on both teams have a Cloak of Flame. That's like one of my favorite items. It's so nice. On the Sand King, oh, so good. Do you think the LC or the Undying will take the Cloak of Flame?
I still think the LC should take it, right? The LC will spend more time in front. Like if you kind of survive the dual duration, you get the free press the attack and the magic immunity, right? So you just run out, which I think is pretty decent. I mean, you have the Undying to heal you up, but it would be nice to have that extra resistance.
Oh, he took the ceremony. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And she took the quickening charm instead. I guess you could give it to the Ember Spirit. I didn't even think about it. Yeah, the Ember Spirit has the
extra flame guard, like this mini flame guard.
Fire. Yeah. Dude's
like,
really on fire.
He's a blaze.
Blast.
Here we go. They have the silence on the psionic trap. That's the shard. Stolen searing chain. Used from Ningen, tries to get away. Yes, the Sever Remnant prep for that. Again, Aegis expires. I think Jiarmy only got tier 2s. So it's not exactly what you want. I mean, once more, right? It's the argument of I think you could have done more. I think they could have gotten more. But at least now they get to open up the map. They get to set up vision. They get to take control of the waves. What is Foxy's Gaming's game plan?
I mean, the only thing you can they don't have any forced displacement. Forced movement, like a hook or even a surge. I mean, sorry, a back into the here. So how are you going to be able to move people into your base? Then again, it's just going to have to run around the map and just create so much space. And I think you might be able to. Yeah, this is what they have a lot of trouble catching him. If he gets an A on this, he'll be practically unkillable for them. But
I'm surprised that Meredy didn't commit for it. I felt like they could have killed him, right?
Yeah, I think he had his flame guard off, so a few of the epicenter would have not done any damage anyway. So hard to tell. That's one of those maybe not. And if she used the epicenter for that, then you're definitely not having it for the high ground push. That's I think they actually really want. Sleepless was ahead of net worth of the Legion commander, so she's farming up crazy well.
She's gonna turn into a core for sure. Ingswell, Meredy going in, connects! Now they come in with a Swift Slash, but Remnant once more brings Ningen to safety. So hard
And
to
then again,
catch, you know, like.
Yeah, she's doing an incredible job of just making sure that she's running around the map, making space for her team. But it's not enough. It's not enough. Like the lanes are still being pushed. Like Ningen's just not enough by herself. And there's no one
Yeah,
else
I
who can
mean-
actually do the job. Oh, look at the. Of course, TA traps can just blow up creeps as they move around.
Like the gyrocopter is actually not farming, you know, like gyrocopter is stuck. There
Ooh,
is the
that's a
silence. Can you get a follow up?
Ooh, that's another
Another
silence.
Yeah, Ningen is probably gonna be out. She's gonna cut this wave once more. And the silence. Oh, okay, blink it. Used to just get rid of the steering chains, and Ningen's out once more. So annoying to deal with.
It is, but at the same time, is it actually changing the trajectory of the game? It's like Ningen is farming well, good for her. That's great. She should keep doing that as much as she can. But is she actually like just delaying the game, or is she actually increasing her team's chance to win? Because the gold lead is increasing more and more for Jiarmy. So then again, what else are you gonna do, right? Like, are you gonna really sit in your base and say, "Let's lose"? So I admire her tenacity.
Well, what we can be sure is that the gold lead for Jiarmy is, you know, slowly but steadily increasing. Once more, they want to go onto Ningen, but she used herself. Good bros trying to follow up. Now they just need a bit of damage, but no. Again, not enough. In fact, Cat Chaser saves Ningen. She might give up her life for this though. No more press the attack for a while more. Silence up, burrow strike. Well, she's dead. Eerie on a mega Q streak.
Yeah, the moment she used it, I was like, yeah, she knows exactly what she's doing. She's going to trade her life for the Ember Spirit. Meanwhile, Sleepless is at the bottom lane. And yes, at this point, LC is the support. Oh.
Yep, there's the BKB, Soul Rip. Now, Blue Flash, call down, use Omni Slash onto Nana. There's the Soul Rip to keep her alive. She's pretty much healthy. Ningen will join the fight. They get the Laguna onto Jia. Jia is going to go down. Now, Emperor Spirit with the Aggro Scepter, Remnants forward. Does it get the chain onto Miri? No, Miri survives, but the guy are not so lucky. She is also
The
going to lose her
RNG
life.
gods.
Just,
The RNG gods were not kind.
yeah.
But
You can't
either
have
way,
it
you
though,
still
you
got
know?
3 kills.
It's a 50-50,
You
he still got 3 kills.
That's insane, actually, that they were able to get so much out of that. That is, like, I guess the Omni Slash must have really bounced off badly, because I saw the Omni Slash come out of the gyrocopter. I saw the Switch Flash first. I was like, okay, cool. Omni Slash is like, yeah, he's dead, but then just jumped off the creep wave and didn't hit anyone. So, Foxy Gaming, Signs of Life. Roshan will be coming out in like 20 seconds or so. And that might be it's not gonna be much of an opening though, because we know that they have vision there for Jiarmy, as well as the fact that Foxy Gaming just doesn't take it that fast.
Radiant's top tower is
Yep,
under
and
Well,
attack.
at least we know that Foxy Gaming
Radiant
can defend that high
structures
ground,
are
right?
fortified
No, it's
against
the slipperiness of Ningen is starting to become a huge issue that Jiarmy does not have a solution to right now.
That Sand King jumping in and dying. Okay, this is a smoke. And Gyrocopter does have the Satanic. So if you jump him and he can, even if you stun him, it's okay. He'll still lifesteal quite a bit. And oh man, this is tense. This is very tense. Oh, there you go. They found him.
Cat Chaser is there. He can get the pressure attack once more. The tools get to take it out. Ningen is already out. Good stun. The rocket follow as well. Hoping missed out. They can't get it through, but good Grimshaw out to keep you alive. John's gonna give away her life. Ningen again zipping and zapping around. Melody in the back line. 5-2. Buyback onto Ja. This is a counter engage from the side of Jiarmy, and now Nana pops her BKB. LSA comes in, Stevens completely dodged, stolen away as well. Cat Chaser needs to get a press the attack, but the burrow strike from Melody, as she is an absolute beast. Foxy Gaming drops the ball, and that's 4 for Jiarmy. This is gonna be the high ground opportunity.
I don't think they had actually any detection in that fight, because Merdy was in the sandstorm the whole time. She was able to get this beautiful stun. And oh man, the LC, I think the hero is great, but it's so much harder to play LC than it is to play the Sand King. Sand King's just that's a risk.
Goes in, gets silence, takes the LSA from the Rubik. The burrow strike. She's dead. That's a dieback. 2 minutes without this Ember Spirit.
And the team that wasn't actually even thinking of defending, because you know, because Gyrocopter hasn't actually bought back. None of us was saving her buyback, so they get kind of just like completely on her own doing that, and that's going to cost them at least 2 racks. possibly more than that. They might they go for the throne and still have Gyrocopter with the buyback available.
Melt bash into a stolen LSA and Burrow Strike. I think this might be it. Swift slash into the back line. Sleepless buys back. They get the smoke up. They still have one last fighting chance with Nana on this gyro. This is gonna be a tough one. 2 sets of racks have already gone down. Jiarmy, what's the next plan?
I mean, I guess if you really want to, you can just take Roshan, and they are pinging Roshan. They're like, Roshan's up, let's go for it instead of just taking any risk. Despite being 24k gold ahead and having maybe a super creeps too late, there's always a chance you could lose. Why not just go for Roshan when you have 50 seconds left on the Ember Spirit? Gyrocopter is still a threat. When we saw Gyrocopter turn on the flank cannon, he just melted the Grimstroke. So, just be safe.
Roshan number 3. Finally, they get the cheese. 25k, 31k goalie. Is there still a comeback possibility for Foxy Gaming, or do you think that this is very well going into game 2?
It's kind of cruel to say that the team has no chance. You know what I mean? It's like that's a mean thing to say, but it's Foxy. Foxy has to either play out of their mind, which I mean is always possible, but I think that the more likely the outcome is there has to be a huge mistake coming out from Jiarmy, which I don't think they're gonna make. So yeah, it's like a 99%. If we had the graph, the one that tells you the win percentages, I think that one would tell you the story of the game. It'd be like 99% for Jiarmy.
All right, so we saw Ascetics cap dropped. I'm not sure, was it for Jiarmy or Foxy? But either way, what new item? Like I want your quick take. What do you feel about this item?
Oh my god, you caught me with my pants down again. I'm looking at it and interesting. It's kind of like a combination of a Lincoln Sphere and Aeon Disc, basically. That's I think it's kind of, yeah, I think it's
a mini Aeon Disc, right?
Yeah, you get like 50 health, 50 stats resistance for 3 seconds. It's a good item. Definitely has its place in somewhere. Some heroes are really going to be good with it. All those frontline. 300 health and 10 health regen is also an insane amount of regeneration. So you can put it on the Sand King. It's going to be useful, but I don't know. It's just a good tier 4 neutral item. Definitely for frontliners like Mars and Sand King and stuff like that. Nice.
It would be good for Ningen, right? If you don't want to get caught. What a telekinesis again! The Gaia does it. They just come in with all the combos in the world. Ningen does get out, but that's both his supports, both without buybacks. They should be the third set of Rex. It's up to the course right now. If there's a time to carry, this is it for Foxy Gaming. They have to work their magic. It's mega creeps for Jiarmy. The net worth continues to extend, continues to increase. Tier 4s are in sight. Foxy Gaming, Ningen gets caught, stunned. Units up to the air. Meredy causes an earthquake underneath. He does get away with the remnant, but once more we get the illusion, the Grimstroke out, the Grimstroke Dark Portrait. They get a duel on the Sand King. Meredy going down. She's gonna buy back, but Ningen now on the case. Melt bash onto Nana. Nana's gonna walk in, press the attack, and here we go. Nana going to work with that magic immunity, but Meredy just TP's back in. Another Burrow Strike from the Sand King. There is nothing that can stop this queen as Jiarmy looks for the jugular of Foxy Gaming in this game 1. Nana buys right back, but that's pretty much it. Game 1 most likely going over to the way of Jiarmy.
By the way, like Meredy is such an MVP this game. Every Burrow Strike has been like 2-man Burrow Strike. You know, I've never seen her just get 1 man. It's always like multiple people with that. Sand King has got to be banned next game. It's way too strong in the hands of Jiarmy. Way too strong. There's no way that they should give the Sand King out. But it is like it's just gonna be the game here.
Yeah,
it's Gyrocopter. Gyrocopter gets the world turn. BKB, Black Cannon, tries to hit, but cute. And there's the throne going for you. Yeah, I mean Meredy played that so well with her multiple stuns. So congrats to Jiarmy. Still a chance to come back to Foxy Gaming, but what a dominant performance.
Yeah, and that's game 1, you know, in this best of 3. So Jiarmy effectively just put themselves on that championship point. There's one more game and they will be crowned the grand champions. And Foxy Gaming, this is the rematch, and they gave us a close one yesterday. This one pretty close up until the very end, where Jiarmy were just a bit more composed. So it's definitely not the end of the world for Foxy Gaming, but Jiarmy continues to stay strong and showed us why they are the best team.
I mean, I honestly feel like it goes back all the way to the Legion Commander pick. It's not they didn't have the best combination with it. Lina is fine, but if you had a Phoenix, you could have healed the LC while she duels, so you wouldn't feel so hesitant. She only had 40 duel damage in a 40-minute game. That's also not ideal. Won the lane, pretty good. Gil was just crushing the lane, but it's not enough. We're seeing team fight being a big part of this tournament, and LC does not give you enough of that.
Yeah, and just looking at the numbers alone, Jiarmy, you kind of look at the early game and you think to yourself, yeah, Foxy Gaming got a couple of first split. You have Ningen running around the map. You have this gyrocopter, and this Legion Commander. They are all being really active. But end of the day, it was Meredy's Blink Dagger that started the chain reaction of Jiarmy, able to slowly but surely take away the game and take control of Foxy Gaming's destiny in this game one.
Yeah, I mean, there's not enough praise in the world for that Sand King performance. I mean, this is a master tier Sand King, so you're going to get something crazy out of it. I would think that Foxy Gaming. Some people say, "Oh, you gotta adapt, you gotta outpick the enemy." I think one of the first things you have to do is just consider banning the Sand King. It's too much, unless there's even worse things that Jiarmy has in their pocket. It's like, oh, we banned the Sand King, then they pick out this Timber Saw that's even like 10 times scary. You're like, oh god, I can't.
Pick your poison, right? So if that's one thing, I think if there's one thing that Foxy Gaming can take away and prep for this game too, because it felt like Jiarmy is their demon, right? The nightmare that they still cannot wake up from. Is there any, other than just banning out the Sand King, just straight up, are there any adjustments that Foxy Gaming can make, beyond the draft?
I thought that they could have played way more aggressive earlier on, because remember we were saying, oh, they got Templar Assassin, they got Juggernaut with Battle Fury. These are two farming heroes, and you have everyone else. You have LC, you have Lina. These guys should be going and getting kills. You should be feasting on the other three heroes and taking all the towers. Instead, I felt like they played pretty damn passive for what their draft could do and what the enemy draft was. The enemy draft was a farming draft. So I would think Foxy Gaming, if you could put a little bit more, put your foot on the gas a little bit more, try to go play a bit faster. That might help a lot.
Yep. One more game stands between Jiarmy and the championship title, and of course, one more game stands between Foxy Gaming and the tournament lifeline. We will take a short break. Remember, this is brought to you guys by FSL, alongside our partners and sponsors Yahoo and Intel. We will be right back for game number 2 of this best of 3 grand finals. But the crusade continues for Jiarmy as they are now up 1-0 in this best of 3 grand finals, and one more game away, then they will take out Foxy Gaming, who needs game 2 to stay alive in this ultimate showdown. Of course, this is the FSL DOTA 2 Open 2 presented by yours and truly. God damn it, FSL. Yours and truly, and of course supported by. It's been a long day, and but still we have the support of our partners and sponsors, Intel and Yahoo. So thank you very much for sticking with us and taking this journey with us as well. Of course, I'm Husky, the guy who messed up the intro, but I have a partner who's going to cover up. His name is Otomo.
Yeah, I'm the guy who works with the guy who messes up the intro. This is the FSL. We are in the grand finals best of 3 between Foxy Gaming and Jiarmy. They actually met earlier in the semifinals for the upper bracket, and it was very close. Not very close, but Jiarmy was able to win that one. So Foxes get a chance to redeem themselves. However, before they can redeem themselves, they have to go through the draft. So let's see what they're drafting this game, what we're working with. And we see Sand King banned, and Sand King is banned. Kind of awkward, because I expected Foxy to ban him instead.
Yeah, Jiarmy, they are the ones to take out Sand King. So Abaddon Barana will be the opening pick, and Foxy Gaming. Mars Phoenix, a very classic duo, to start off in a game. Feels like a strong start, just like the previous game.
Yeah, this is a good combo, and because Mirana, we say she's a great egg hitter, and she is for sure. But with the Mars around, you can just pull up the bulwark and absorb so many arrows. So it is a good game to be Phoenix in for sure. Abaddon has proven herself to be one of the best supports right now in the position 5. So many saves for her team. So a bit awkward. Foxy Gaming, though, they might need something with a stun, something like a lion or a shadow demon, shadow shaman, because you don't really have a control stun right now. It's Mars Spear or nothing, and you only have like the position 5 or position 4 left for you to pick.
Yeah, it is very, it is like on paper the combo is very workable, but at the same time you kind of need more to facilitate that, right? So Ember, DK, Undying, and a Lifestealer banned out, from these two respective teams. What are we looking at? Is there going to be any big changes for Foxy Gaming especially?
I think Foxy might have to consider banning that Juggernaut. He is he doesn't care about anything from the Mars. He doesn't care about anything from the Phoenix and easily crush the egg. And they banned the CK instead. And who are they going to go with? It's going to be the Void Spirit. Foxy Game is very like, these are, I'm putting all my cards on the table. Here's my off lane. Here's my position 4, 5. Here's my mid lane. Like very, very not obvious, but like very upfront with their draft. And Jiarmy now, you have a lot of information to work with. We have seen Void Spirit played as a 4, but I wouldn't bank on it that this is going to be a Void Spirit 4. I think you have to go in as this is a Void Spirit 2.
Yeah, Void Spirit 4, which means that you put the Phoenix 5. It does feel a bit weird, right? With this Phoenix 5, you generally want her to be in the 4 position. So Ningen's going to command the Void Spirit for sure. Just we realize Ningen is the commander of all 4 elements. Ember Spirit, Void Spirit. You might see Storm if you get the chance. See what Jiarmy has in mind for the pick. Beastmaster. There we go.
Oh, there we go. I've been waiting so long for this, and yeah, I've been waiting almost half a day. But Beastmaster and Lycan have been absolute standouts in the ESL fall. I was expecting that some of that will trickle down into this tournament as well, where people will be like, "Oh my God, Helm of the Overlord is very strong right now." I think it seems like you were more right than me. I thought it was a nice buff, but I thought that the item would I thought it would be purchased, but not it wouldn't be the linchpin of every team's strategy. But some teams, they're going with Beastmaster is going to be Helm of the Overlord. There's going to be a fast push, and you predicted that. So hats off to you, my friend.
Yeah, it's plus 80 base damage with the Blast Aura, and generally most teams can't queue off Ancient Creeps early on, right? I think we know where this is going.
This is going in a very dangerous direction. The Terrorblade is a decent pick, but holy crap, you need Coddle. You have to get Coddle or Grimstroke, some form of anti-push, as soon as you can, because if you don't, Oracle is back. That's interesting ban. But you must get something like that. I would have thought that maybe they could have taken Zeus from themselves, but it has to be the strongest D-push you can think of. You have to take it.
Yeah, Coddle is also great, right? If you get the Agnes Scepter, you essentially just have this Willow Whips to work with as well. When you start a team fight, you protect the egg, you also protect your team. So that definitely feels like the best possible option that Foxy Gaming can go for. They get the Zeus ban, a direct ban to protect the Terrorblade. It will be a Disruptor ban, not Disruptor, Shadow Demon ban from Jiarmy. Of course, Foxy Gaming will also ban out the Puck.
Yeah, they just want to make sure they get rid of all that magic burst damage. Jiarmy, though, with the Shadow Demon is a smart ban, because again, you stack that Shadow Poison in 6 seconds, and suddenly you can take out this big creep wave that's pushing towards you. Fantastic against the Luna as well with the disruption. But again, I think Foxy Gaming has got to look at the Coddle and the Grimstroke as a position 5 you're going to take. Maybe they wanted to flex the Void Spirit into a 4 and put the Phoenix 5, but now it's no. That's not an option. You must get a D-pushing 5. It's so important.
Yeah, Jiarmy now still looking for that mid laner to kind of facilitate a mid laner that can push Lashrax. First one that comes to mind, Pugner as well. Death Prophet. Honestly, these picks they're all pretty darn good against Foxy Gaming. Oh yeah,
because you had all the creeps, you get a couple of Force Spirits. I think they would want that. Would they go for a Broodmother at this stage? They're kind of, I don't know. Broodmother might be decent. What are they gonna go with here? It's gonna go with Ostos. Okay.
Just blow up the Terrorblade.
Very different strategy than what I was thinking. Honestly, I was thinking they're gonna stick the more pushing heavy draft.
So Storm against Void, definitely a
10
very
seconds
interesting
remaining.
dynamic, but how is it going to work out in that mid lane? You get the Grimstroke, just like what you wanted, but is it enough though for
Thank
Foxy
God.
Gaming to do with this draft?
I mean, it's one of the saddest games to be Grimstroking because you literally have zero combos. There's not a single spell that you can soulbind with in this on your team. So I can definitely tell that Foxy Gaming were not planning on taking the Grimstroke like they didn't like put their draft like we're gonna get the Grimstroke last pick on this with this draft. It's not very suitable. But it is a deep push. You have to take it. The Stroke of Fate does more damage based on more creeps, so you could actually like one shot whoever's standing far behind if if you can get it off. Keeper of Light might have been a little bit better, but it doesn't matter. Foxy Gaming, at least they have deep push. A lot of this game is going to fall on Sleepless's Grimstroke to do a good job. Jiarmy, easier draft. You got good sustain coming out from the Abaddon. You got crazy auras from Jill and Merity along with the Helm of the Overlord. We can expect a Greaves on Legaia as well. And late game looks pretty good. Like Jiarmy's draft is just well-rounded with a strong push early game. And Fox is going to have to prepare for that.
The only thing you probably cannot instantly kill off is the boar, and as well as the ancient creep from the Helm of the Overlord.
I'm slightly surprised that they didn't consider taking the Terrorblade as their fourth pick. Not Terror, sorry, Gyrocopter instead of Terrorblade, because that flat cannon could have helped you clear out all the creeps as well. I don't think Gyrocopter was banned. Was it banned? That's one of the things I'm like, was it banned? Because I don't think it was.
I don't think it was.
Yeah,
but
it might have been a safer pick than the Terrorblade.
Yeah, it definitely feels like so, but I think Foxy Gaming, they're banking in like just this hardcore carry, which is just gonna guarantee us that late game, right? So probably like if you replace the Gyrocopter with the Terrorblade in game 1, maybe would have had a different result.
My only issue is that in this game in particular, I don't think late game is one of those things you really want to put too much stock in if you are Foxy, because we know that Jiarmy wants to go fast. You have to think, what can I do that's just as fast as them? And Gyrocopter with a flag cannon may have been the answer to that. Still, it's the draft is over. They did get the Grimstroke. I'm happy with the Grimstroke at least. And Grimstroke plus Cat Chaser is a pretty decent combo here with the Mars.
Yeah, at least you get to bind 2 people together, right? It's pretty decent against like the Storm Spirit. Like he zips in, you throw the Soul Bind onto him. He can't like get out with the Ball Lightning. Early hop from Merity. That's a lot of info given over to Jiarmy.
Much more vision than before. 750 compared to the 600 before. 600 doesn't feel like much, but look at 750, like, wow, that thing can see a lot right now.
This is for those people who don't want to buy wars. Here we go. Here's a Hawk that you can direct. That you can direct to basically just dive bomb people right now. That is crazy.
Yeah, the shard upgrade is really nice compared to what used to be, where it's like you can sort of target an AoE. It's like no, you can target a person. That's so much better. Storm Spirit is an amazing counter to Phoenix, even though it may not seem like it, because Storm Spirit, you can always go in after the egg. Like, oh, he eggs, then you jump in, you hit him a few times. You don't have to wait for the Fire Spirits to come out. And I believe that he also has an attack speed talent, so he's just one of the better counters to Phoenix. Apart from that, you got Mirana, you got the Luna as well. Range heroes, they're pretty good. Interesting draft from Jiarmy, though, with the Beastmaster and Abaddon. I like that.
Keep healing up the creeps. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Reminds me of the definitely some animal trainer, sort of vibe.
Ooh, nice deny right there, just right in front of their face. But Gia's gonna have a bit of trouble because you are up against 2 pretty strong laners here in the Grimstroke as well as the. Look at that, she's trying to prep it up. So much damage if you can hit a few creeps with it.
Yeah. Good for securing range creep as well, but for Cat Chaser on the Mars, you can use the God's Rebuke or Spear of Mars to secure range creeps. It's almost a guarantee. But Jia, doing what an Abaddon does best, is running a Steepless. Of course, Steepless is not going to win that trade, has to pull Cat Chaser, to her. Why not just... The annoying part about facing an Abaddon, but thankfully, Abaddon is not one of the... There's not one of those supports that wants to go with Orb of Venom just so we can stick onto it, right? It's really counterintuitive, and that goal is better spent on regen items.
Yeah, and of course you also kind of have your free orb anyway to go with Curse of Avernus. I say free, but it costs like a skill point. So, it's options there. And, whoa, a lot of damage on Gia just now with that stroke. You are mid lane. I love it. They both drop their remnants. I love that every spirit has a remnant based on their element. Like, it's so cool. You know, the lightning one is
like the lightning one, shocks you. The void one pulls you in like into the darkness. The fire one lets you kind of teleport, fly to it, and the earth one lets you kick it around.
Yeah, Earth one's the lamest if you ask me. Like the fire one also with the shard, it burns people, so it's like, whoa, you know, that thing does damage now, it's so cool. But the Earth one's just like, it's a rock. What's your ability, bro? I can make a boulder.
Come on.
Okay.
What are the
and sometimes I can kick it.
Sometimes I kick it. Yeah. Sometimes you give me enough gold, I will turn you into my own statue, you know. Put you on display.
Ooh.
I'll kick you around if you want.
The guy, yeah, you can't actually trade against the Phoenix if you, once you get that Fire Spirits on you. So Honey Lisa not playing the usual Abaddon style, you know, it should have. Okay, Abaddon just dies right there.
Not the usual one, that's for sure.
And
like,
I mean, this
someone has to take the fall, you know.
Oh dear, didn't get.
Okay, assimilate. Yeah, it's just barely out of range.
A little bit. Might have to consider just going to those bounty ruins. You can fill up your ball there, and you'll be fine. But yeah, we can see that she's playing. Honey is playing a lot more careful on the Phoenix because, to be fair, Phoenix wants to stay alive. You don't. It's not like the same as the Abaddon where you're like, okay, I can die, come back full HP, and I can just reach level 6 and I'll be fine. Like, no, how you play is very important for the Phoenix at all stages. At the same time, yeah, they were able to get the first blood on Gia. It's a hard lane. Grimstroke as well as Mars is a hard lane to deal with. That's a pull.
Good attempt to disrupt the pull, but it still went through. So Honey Lisa is able to get the lane back for her teammate at least.
Let's see. The biggest disparity I'm seeing is in the mid lane between the Storm and the Void Spirit. Storm Spirit's doing a lot, but because you can get a lot of those free stacks, free harass coming out whenever you use a spell and you hit them with a passive. So it adds up. And range and melee, we all say range can harass very easily.
And you can see, like, without those fire spirits, the guy just pokes her down. Nana will finally use the metamorphosis. Slightly shorter duration, but nonetheless in lane. If you can get those couple of last hits and harassing, it would be good enough.
Yeah,
so there is not really a way to stop this Beastmaster, right? It feels like this Beastmaster will always get what he wants.
Probably, right? Like arrow comes out, misses. Good try though. If that landed, she would have gone a kill. So you can't fault the player for trying. Like some people are like, I only shoot arrows when I'm guaranteed it's gonna land. Like no, just shoot your damn arrow, and if it lands, we'll get a kill. And if it doesn't land, we'll try again in 10 seconds. So ooh, that's a lot of harass. That's a lot of harass. Why is it that the Mirana illusion has to be melee before it hits people? That's kind of crazy. Oh, Honey Lisa.
Honey Lisa in a bad spot. The Icarus dive burn, I don't think it's going to be enough, but at least it will keep her safe. And the Fire Spirit is also insufficient. Well, Gil does lose a courier. The item transfer completed by Meredy. Not so lucky though. Has a crown and a clarity on it. So that is going to hurt a bit as Honey Lisa does die to Meredy, and the Gaia will be the trade in return. So both supports, they go down.
Favors the Jiarmy slightly more because they got the kill first. They were able to get some EXP. Whereas once Honey Lisa died, she didn't get any EXP from Beyond the Grave. So it's like, I don't know if Nana was in range for EXP either. So the boars, by the way, do a little bit more damage now early game. So they are quite annoying to deal with. Of course, Nana gets a little bit less. Spots down. Nana gets a little bit less agility per level, meaning that she doesn't get quite as tanky. She's still very tanky. You know, terribly, it's insanely tanky, but just a tiny bit less against physical damage now.
Yeah, no, I mean so far, what the pattern that we've seen today compared to yesterday was that yesterday was pretty chaotic, right? Everything was pretty fast. Everything was you know, that's one team running it down. But now it's a lot of calculated plays. We're seeing a slower early phase, and as I say that, Nana gets the Sunder off. Miri will have her life exchange. They're going to turn around, but Miri thankfully has the Verify to get away. And in fact, it's going to be Honey Lisa kind of in a bad spot. Goes to Icarus dive, turns around, really wants the Storm Spirit, but will trade her life for it. Storm Spirit doesn't even go down.
Oh, okay. That is. I think what happens. It's something I do as well. Is when you press Q, you think if you press S for stop, they'll stop. You have to press Q again. So sometimes you're like, oh crap! I pressed S instead of Q. It shouldn't really change that. It should be S stops it as well. But oh man, she was actually fine. She was like, oh, I'm out of here. I'm good. No wait, I'll come back.
Hold on. I'm not done yet. I'm not done with.
I still got some fight left in me. Yeah. But that was a bit expensive because it kind of made Storm's rotation worthwhile.
Yeah.
And honestly, that shouldn't have happened, to be frank with you. But it's not the biggest deal in the world. The bigger problem might be that the Mars is just not really getting the CS he wants. At the very least, Nana is farming pretty decently, but it's the Mars is suffering, being doubled in terms of CS by this Luna.
I mean, it's hard to farm against Luna, right? Like if she wants to secure the creep, she beams you. There you go. It's a high base damage, moves really fast. You know, Luna. Only thing she doesn't have is decent range, but even then, you can easily compensate for that. Look at Gil just being such an aggressive Luna player, just walking up forward. Meanwhile, Honey Lisa most likely took an arrow to the face, able to dive away, and Ligaya not done yet. Actually, didn't even take the arrow.
Roar.
I think it's a Beastmaster Roar. Yeah.
Yeah, it's on cooldown. So it's like, okay, pretty good. I mean, that she made it out alive at least. You know, that was a good Icarus dive. We want to see more of that Icarus dive. Chipped Vest being finished. Pretty good item for Terror Blade for him to help him farm a little bit faster. You can also give it to the Mars, who's going to be fighting. And there you go, Helmet of the Dominator. That's a nice creep to have, that extra regen creep right there.
It's pretty deadly as well, right? If the TB gets forced away this early on, it's kind of what the TB wants to do, but it's not what you would like to happen against a Beastmaster.
Yeah, it's better if the TB says I want to leave the lane rather than I am forced to leave the lane. You know, you don't want to be forced out of the lane.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's like I want to leave the lane, but it's like, but I don't know what else I can do other than leaving the lane and not just gonna get jumped on. Miri comes in with a counter engage, but good Phantom's Embrace, prevent follow-up. Miri still wants to commit to it, gets the bottle regen, pulls the Grimstroke back with the electric vortex. The arrow is gonna go wide, and Miri has to back off. In fact, this voice play is gonna be a nuisance. Easy 8 Remnant, pull Gaia back. No follow-up though from the rest of Foxy Gaming.
And Ningen has played so well in both Game 1 and Game 2. In Game 1 she was the Ember Spirit, she creates so much space. Game 2 also starting off pretty well. Yeah, she's quite a bit behind in CS in terms of the against the Storm Spirit, but Storm Spirit just naturally farms a little bit faster anyway. And top 3 CS at the start of this game are all on Jiarmy. What about but maybe the net worth will show us a nicer story here.
Well, an arrow goes wide once more, and Ningen will be able to get out of that because of the arrow missing. Ooh. But they do lose Gil. Sleepless. That's the arena combo. Taking out the Luna.
Much needed. Luna, that was the top CS hero in the game. And yeah, it's just a little bit stems that bleeding, just a little bit there. Terrorblade's is doing fine. Voice Spirit's suffering, but a lot of it is the Mars. And that kill on Sleepless already puts her as the top net worth support in this game by a mile.
TP coming into the middle lane, the Hawk sees everything. Jiarmy have the all-seeing eye. No Moss Arena yet, so Foxy Gaming don't really think that they want to fight this, but looking for an avenue. Good Crystal Ultimate. They send Meredy into the tree, and here comes the Supernovas. No way for Jiarmy to go and dispel, to go and take it out. The arrows will go wide. Supernova goes off. They lose Meredy to start it off, and Ningen just standing in front as the frontline Sunray. Not sufficient to heal her up as Jia, his level 6, gets the borrowed time off. They really want to kill off Ligaya, but Ligaya leads to safety and catch Chase turns around. Good spear to finish off Jia. They do lose that mid tier 1 as Ligaya chases for the kill, but there is the magic resist. The shield from the hood is enough. Arrow will be tanked by Honey Lisa. The electric vortex will pull the Phoenix back, but the Grimstroke Inkshroud hits onto Ligaya as well. Wow. Ligaya dies. Foxy Gaming gets a decent trade.
think that was a 3-for-1 trade overall. The only loss didn't get. I mean, the rest of Foxy Gaming looked like they were gonna die multiple times. I love what Lisa did. She actually took the arrow to save her the Mars. She's like, "Get down, Mr. President. I'll take the bullets for you." You know, so that was very impressive. During that whole time, Gil was farming, Nana was farming, but Foxy, they lost the tier 1, but they got 3 kills and only traded. Sorry, I think the Mars. No, sorry, the Void Spirit. So it's a good trade for Foxy, but losing the tier 1 is a lot of control. So I think overall it's an even trade. Like neither team really walks out feeling too good, like too bad about that one.
Yeah. I mean, the goalie still kind of in favor of Jiarmy, but that's because again of the Luna. Good dodge with the ball. Lightning Spear goes wide. Cat Chaser able to dodge the arrow on her. Oh, they had the reflection from Nana. You can see that Foxy Gaming didn't want to fight this though. The roll from Meredy, Inkswell, enough to keep Cat Chaser alive. The Spear misses once more as everyone from the side of Jiarmy wants to take on the Cat Chaser, but she does have to put the fires. And now here comes the Soul Bite. It's going to prevent Miri from zapping away, but there's no damage. No follow-up from Foxy. This arrow is going to go and connect. Miri takes the spear, but not into a tree. So everything kind of working in favor of Jiarmy. They're going to re-engage once more, and Cat Chaser also loses her life.
Yeah, the problem with that fight was that they just did not have the Phoenix there. And like Lisa, her egg just got on cooldown just now. So the fight started, was 4 versus 3, and Storm Spirit is so mobile, you got a good roll off. Mars Arena was completely wasted as well, so it was not a fight for them that they could have taken. And they got punished heavily for it. It was a decent Grimstroke Soulbind, by the way. Grimstroke Soulbind, I was like, oh, this is pretty good, but there was a bright moment of hope, but then it all went bad for Foxy.
But is it worth it though? All the space that Nana is getting, is it worth it? You know, will it pay off? You know, Foxy Gaming is taking all these fights.
When you lose fights, it looks pretty bad, right? Because you're like, oh my god, we're losing fights, and we don't, just to make space. Is Terrorblade the strongest hero in this game? Yes, for sure. Like Terrorblade, if he's farmed, he can easily crush everyone else in this game. But you're up against a push lineup with the Beastmaster, and they're fighting very well, so you do need your... On the other hand, you do have the Phoenix, who is, in my opinion, is just the strongest support in the game with the egg, so you should be kind of okay. And I do think that I kind of expected Gia's army to be a little bit more ahead at this point of the game. Yes, they're 3k, but I thought they'd be like, oh, you know, we're knocking down tier 2s and taking the outposts.
Ningen actually has the triple no talisman.
I saw that too.
Like a lot of heavy, very cheap damage, right? Cheap and efficient. The magic, kind of the magic build. Yeah, decent stats as well.
Yeah, it's good stats. I think they probably have a ward in their own forest. So they should have seen someone coming here. Are they waiting for someone to teleport to defend this? And Ningen breaks the smoke, but they're not sure if it was a smoke or an invis, so they don't know, like, oh, is the rest of the team smoke behind him or not? The Gaia is a risky jump to go for.
Radiant's middle tower is under
They have
attack.
positioned themselves in a very frontal spot. There is Cat Chaser with the arena if they need it, but they need to defend this top tier too. If they can catch Miri, it would be great, but it seems like they found Meredy, I believe. But no, they have not.
Oh yeah,
in fact,
looks like she was arrowed.
Oh, Seaver is gonna go down. That's help with the Overlord. Not yet. Oh, not yet.
I think Sleepless got arrowed just now, that's why she wasn't able to complete a TP. But meanwhile, top lane though, we might be losing Gil.
Yep, Ja's gonna go down. So kind of support for support trade still okay. Cat Chaser, can she catch up to Gil though? Lisa does have the vision, but they don't have the mobility. Yeah, Master Man is used just for the extra movement speed. Again, it's just space created for both the cores.
Again, Nana's farming very well. Remember, she is up against a Luna who's a crazy farmer. Like playing up against an alchemist, you're always gonna be less farm than them. But Nana's still doing pretty well despite that, and that's a big deal. Like you can be very not happy, but you can be confident with your Terrorblade's farming speed at least. But there's gonna be 5 people. They want this tower. This tower gives you outpost.
Some fresh orchid out the oven. Sunray, is it enough to keep Ningen alive? And yes, it does. Miri trace alive because of the Inkswell. If Blitz gonna go off. Cat Chaser puts up the shield, and she will be the front liner. The Sun Ray is not gonna be sufficient to keep her alive. No more Supernova for the side of Foxy Gaming as Jiarmy takes out the top tier 1. Everyone from the side of Foxy Gaming wants to get away, but here comes Nana. Big Boss Terrorblade immediately brought and stopped by Meredy as she keeps the team alive. The Gaia will lose his life, but look at who is in the backline. It's Gil with all those claims. Takes out 2 members from the side of Foxy Gaming. Nana wants to chase, but this is going to be a tall order as they have the ball to slow her down. Good Sun to turn it around. Should be able to get Jar. Honey Lisa does not have the resources to keep Nana alive, and Honey Lisa also dies. That's Jiarmy with a 17-minute wipeout.
That started so well. They got a kill on the storm. It was like, okay, the storm was dead. They were like, the towers basically barely alive, like, but then you saw the Mars kind of continue, and at that point they were fighting outside the arena, outside the egg range, and they just got crushed because of that. So, by the way, is there help available on the Beastmaster? I think he's still pretty. Like, he should be close to, but I don't think he has it. Yeah, there you go.
Oh, 50 more goals, 40 more goals. He's just gonna get it right now. There you go. Oh, the price reduced. It was nice.
Oh yeah,
okay.
Actually, the price was reduced by like 50 gold total, or I think increased by 50 gold. But yeah, the components are number, you know, so it's easier to get it. The recipe's not that big expense that it used to be. Oh,
now we are starting to see like a separate issue, right? Like the Terrorblade, like Nana wants to run at people with this metamorphosis, but the boar from Meredy, you know, she's trained those boars well. Just like, go. I don't know what the boar's name is.
Philip.
I can't think of the name.
It's Philip. You know, go Philip. Slow it down. And Philip's like,
go Philip. Okay, I'll stick with it.
I guess
what do you call the golem?
John. I don't know. Why do we have to give them? His name is. How about Grant? Grant. A nice golem. We call him Grant.
Okay. Why, short for Granite?
Yeah. His name is Grant.
Grant. All right. We'll get there.
We're not gonna name Are we gonna name everyone? What's the name of Hockey? The Hawk. I'm gonna call him Hockey the Hawk. You know that. There you go. On the other hand,
like this, like I'm bad at naming. That's what...
Either way, Foxy Gaming, that fight they lost was annoying, but you have to remember that they were not able to fight with all their abilities in one place. But they do have the Grand Oldir.
Oh, the Hawk Vision against Sunray. Is it enough to keep Ningen alive? No, the Orchid pops. Honey Lisa also needs to get out. Everyone from Foxy Gaming needs to get out. Miri wants a bit more, but not able to find us. This should be the mid tier 2. As Helm of the Overlord starting to show his power. Look at Grant, look at the golem. Yes.
Hey, he's a bulky boy.
Wreck-It Ralph.
I mean, he's kind of big and he wrecks things. But yeah, this the Helm of Overlord, you get a nice golem. You get Grant over here, giving you 50% extra HP. That's massive. Like, everyone's so much tankier because of that. Terrorblade is gonna have a hard time chewing through them. But again, if Foxy gets their combo off, their chances of winning this game, while not like amazingly high, they still have a good chance because of that.
So is the plan still the same? Take the fight with all your combos, or do they want to start planning for the late game? Obviously for Jiarmy, they want to just mow down all the structures and end the game, right? This is the whole idea of the draft. This insane pushing power. But what about Foxy Gaming? Do they still want to focus on just winning big team fights, or they have to start thinking about, okay, what happens if we go to, you know, beyond 35-minute mark?
At that point, the push becomes a lot weaker, so you might be in a better spot then. But can you make it to 35 minutes? That's a scary thing. Like, yeah, you are in the worst part of the game right now for Foxy. Like, this is the biggest power spike. So handling this is gonna matter a lot. And by the way, does Grimstroke max the Stroke of Fate? That's very important for this defense. This is a long ass cooldown for Stroke of Fate.
And this is another problem, right? Your Stroke of Fate doesn't care too much about the golem, but here we go. Good spear in the arena. Supernova on top. It kills him to go off, but the Supernova, boom, there he goes. Dream will be burned down to death. Verity also dies. And that's the fight. That's the fight that we have been waiting for. Jia knows that she is dead as Nana will take that. The base defense from Foxy Gaming, just picture perfect.
That was incredible, perfect. Like you said, they just could not have been any better. Then again, started off with catching a couple of, catching some of the 8th remnants. Then you had the arena. We said this before. We said yes, they lost a couple of fights on Foxy's side, but they were not ever able to get the perfect combo off, and they just did. And that, like we can expect that it's not over yet for Jiarmy. There's a few more pushes going to be coming that are going to be scary, but that was a huge power spike that they just were able to survive.
Yeah. Oh yeah, as I was saying, so we have Grant, right? Grant doesn't care about magic damage. It's pretty hard to clear him off, but we see Miri jumping onto the Phoenix. It's an easy kill. And so again, the Vision Gate being the catalyst for all of these fights, at least with them being in favor of Jiarmy.
That's fine. I mean, Lisa died without a cooldown, without her ulti, and without anyone pushing. So it's like if someone's gonna die, that's gonna be okay. You have to accept that some of this is gonna happen. So you're like you shrug and you're like, I don't know. I can't. Sorry guys, he jumped on me with Orchid. What do you want me to do? Oh, Aegis just timed out.
Oh yeah. Kaya Sanj for Ningen. More stats, more damage, and status is everything is gonna help. It's going for Ligaya, but obviously Ligaya's gonna leap away. I wonder what the Phoenix is going. Can we look at the Phoenix? Wonder if she will. No item will she go? Yeah, the
Yules. Yules is good. Yules is good.
There you go.
And she's almost level 12. When she's level 12, that egg becomes just a lot better. Your damage increases by 50%. Takes a couple more hits to live. Like the damage for the Phoenix egg is insane. How much better it gets at level 2 than level 1. From 60 to 90. Oof. I like that. Still, despite that good defense, Jiarmy straight away they're back. They were at like 8k gold advantage. Now they're still back at 8k because there's very little for Foxy's side to farm. They do have all their ultimates available though, so we can see that happen again.
Yeah, just a couple more fights with the combos and Foxy Gaming. That is because for now Jiarmy they don't have BKB on their cores, but what has to change? Like what if the Luna comes with a BKB? What if Miri, the Storm, shows up with a BKB? What are the adjustments that Foxy Gaming has to look at?
They have to try to spear someone into their base at that point. You can't just use the arena as the combo. The combo becomes, we spear someone into our base, we kill them, and try to get them as far away from the Abaddon as possible. Because if you do the combo and the person BKBs, it's pointless. Like the combo is useless. They'll just try to hit the egg and that's it. Oh, Nana?
Oh, Nana. Nana just gonna TP out. Yep. No way to kill her.
Yeah, the Storm was like, yeah, I use all my mana, it's not gonna be enough to get the kill, so it's just like let him go. Feels a bit weird to see the carry just walk out there to get front of you. They're like, yeah, well, okay.
Good arena. The spear arrow connects with the Ningen, but doesn't matter. They bash Merity to death. Good pickoff for the side of Foxy Gaming, but unfortunately not able to take out the creep. Look at this ogre. What is it, ogre mage?
Grant?
No, that's not Grant.
That's not...
What
do we call? Wait, do we have did someone else buy another helm? Can you imagine if there's like another helm with the Dominator going on? I saw Ligaya actually queue up a Blink Dagger. Wait, what?
Merity has a Blink Dagger.
Oh yeah. It's the same helm of the... It's just, that's a new one that they want the ogre, apparently.
The extra armor, I guess.
You know what I think? And I think maybe the person wasn't aware that you can only have one creep, and then they want... Because you would definitely want Grant over the ogre. The Grant is so much more useful. Grant gives everyone a bonus HP. Whereas Charles, the ogre, is that what we're going to call him? Charles?
Yeah, I can agree with that. Wait,
not quite the same,
Not quite the same. Yeah, you can see, in size and shape and also in ability. But I would say though, like if you for those who know the reference, people would actually miss the Satyr. I don't know what you call that again. What was that ancient? No, the ancient creep that basically removes all your armor. What did you call it? It's not.
I know the dragon one, like the thing that Yeah, it had like this stick
The
thing.
purple,
it was a big
this
dragon.
purple thing. This purple, this purple beast. Can't remember what it was.
All right, I'll Google it for you just because you're
Like,
my friend, you know.
Dota 2 purple ancient creep. Pretty sure that's gonna be the prowler. There we go.
Ah, that's the one. Yeah, I remember. That was the worst. Every time you walk through it, it would just root you for 2 seconds, just to be like, "Screw you, your day is ruined now." Like, oh, thanks a lot.
You want to farm the ancient fat chance, the guardian of the ancient cats. Oh boy, they found someone. It's just Pause the borrow time. It's silence. There is the arrow landing onto Cat Chaser, but there's no follow up. How is Foxy Gaming going to take this? Do they plan to take it? It seems like the answer is no. Comes in, Orchid, they get the most important target. It's going to be the Phoenix. Annalisa dies. So not able to use that supernova. Miri, oh no, zaps into the wall. Caught by the Ancient Brandon. Good use. As she stays alive, Ja doing her darnest best to keep Miri alive. Good raw onto Nana. They had to lose a big as well. Oh, the astral stab. Gets the double stun. And that's the vibe of the Phoenix egg coming through. Gil, do you really want to stand there? The egg about to go off. The egg actually dies. But Nana gets thunder. Now she mantas out. Fight skill. It's Nana against two. Nana trying to lifesteal and do her best, but no. The dragon actually takes everyone out. And in fact, Jiarmy beats the crap out of Foxy Gaming, and they only lost 2 in the process.
Yeah, I mean, the problem with that was they were able to jump the Phoenix, and when the Phoenix came back, I mean, the egg was good, but it's also with that no one's really defending her, and you was like, Miran was like, I'm taking it out, and I was like, I'm taking it out, that they were just able to get the egg out, and this will probably at least be 1 set of racks, and all the auras are insane. You have, you only have the aura coming out from the Beastmaster, but that's still a ton of control of like sort of benefits coming out from him. Foxy Gaming, that was a good chance.
Yeah, down to just one last opportunity. Back into the same spot that they previously were, but this time it happened faster. Goodbye.
I swear I was gonna say the same thing. I was like, this is just like game 1 where they only had top racks.
Oh, Cat Chaser, she's dead. They want Gil, but Gil is just not the target. Now Cat Chaser forced to buy back. The last stand for the side of Foxy Gaming. No metamorphosis for Nana. Ningen has to be careful as well. She was the one who got caught and went down in the previous game, and now she will also face the same fate. Gil on the killing spree. Ningen has a buyback. It is now or never. The Rina comes out and Ningen will buy back. You get the spear onto Ja, but that's not the target you want to go for. It's just an Abaddon. Ja is just going to tank up everything. Borrow time is up. She's going to start soaking up those HP. Ningen able to dodge the arrow, but they're going to raw her. Good spear but Meredy should be able to survive this. The axes come out, Meredy dies. But in the meantime, the rest of Jiarmy, they've already finished the demolition work, and it's now Gil walking forward, taking the Aether Remnant. There is the Ink Song to Nana. Nana pops the Manta. They got the egg. There is the Eclipse coming down. Can they take out the egg in time? It doesn't seem so. The guy does not have the attack speed, and the egg is going to detonate. Gil will lose her life. The Gaia tries to run away. Good spear coming out. It's going to isolate Ja. The Gaia burns to death as well. But Foxy, they defend the base, but they lose everything in return. This is mega creeps now in favor of Jar.
I mean, I guess they could say for buyback for a couple of heroes, but oh dear. Are we gonna do it? Yep, Ningen is also gonna fall down. There's no healing available on the Phoenix to keep him alive, and yeah, I mean, you're like you said, you defended the base. The throne is still standing, but now it's just a slow march towards your death, rather than just sort of being like, oh yeah, the game's over. So it's tough. And by the way, Phoenix is gonna finish their Yule Scepter now. Like they're sending the courier now to get them the Yule Scepter. Oh, holy crap! Grimstroke has an Aghanim Scepter?
Okay, we might. No, better late than never, right?
Like that is okay. Or I mean, well, okay, she had the Philosopher's Stone, so that makes sense. But this Aghanim's Dark Portrait, along with Reflection from Terrorblade, you can get a Luna that does double damage. Basically, that's how strong you can get. That's crazy. I don't know if it's crazy enough to win.
Yeah, one last chance. One last chance. They need Ningen alive. So Foxy Gaming, just stay safe for 30 seconds. Just half a minute. Not that long. The creeps are gonna reach your base regardless. So all they have to do right now is to wait. Gil is now back. No Roshan just yet. So Foxy Gaming can rest assured that they don't have to deal with a Luna that resurrects. But either way, it's a tough climb, upwards. So now both supports from the side of
Yeah.
Foxy Gaming needs to be protected. They need to be protected at all costs.
Yeah, and you're up against a Storm Spirit that's got Orchid, so she's always going to be able to jump. I like that they even smoke up so that they get, if Storm Spirit jumps on, they can't catch them. And, oh, there's a Dark Portrait already of the Luna, making of the Luna illusions, I believe. That... Okay. Oh, crap. You can just make some of the illusions.
I mean, okay, Jiarmy, they
Look
actually...
at the damage.
Oh my goodness!
Look at the damage.
that! They had to glyph the wave. Gil caught. There's Manta Star, but Ningen, knows better than to go in. So with no Dark Portrait, there is a buffer for Jiarmy to end this. They're going straight for the tier 4s. Foxy Gaming, what's the plan? Manta dodge, not even dodge the arrow, but if there's anything, they gotta engage right now, and instead, they go straight on to Sleepless. She's down. 50 seconds, no buyback. As Moonlight Shadow used for the side of Jiarmy as well. They are looking for the end. It's already there. There is the arena. This is the last fight. They drop down, but Verity focusing on the throne. Eyes on the prize. Jiarmy breaks Foxy Gaming, and that's GG. 2-0 is the scoreline. This grand finals goes the way of Jiarmy.
I think if we watch that replay, we'll find out that they were actually going to win that fight on Foxy Gaming side, but holy crap. And Jiarmy, by the way, just like in Game 1, they're barely ahead in terms of kills, but they just played better with the resources they had. And all their deaths seem to always go to that position 5, and this time it was on the Abaddon, just didn't care at the early stage. Oh my god, man, it felt like it was so close a couple of times for Foxy Gaming side, but they are up against the strongest pusher in the game with that Beastmaster, and they just couldn't live long enough to beat this game. Like they had to go a lot later.
Yeah, we ended. I mean, the on the bright side, we ended the day with our wish granted, right? We saw Beastmaster. It's a perfect way to cap out the day. But Foxy Gaming put out a valiant fight. This was the rematch. They got knocked down from the upper bracket finals. They fought all the way back with the stellar gameplay, comes back into the grand finals. And even though they lost, I would say that it could have been anyone's game. But Jiarmy, they were the more composed one today.
Yeah, for sure. Like a few times we saw just fantastic Mars Arena into Spear. It's just that top lane fight when they were able to kill the Storm Spirit. I think that's the one where you want to go back and analyze it and be like, oh man, yeah, we killed the Storm Spirit. She dove in. We got the kill off on Miri, but then we kept going without Egg, without Mars Arena. That was the one that cost them the most because they were able to hold the base against the power spike at mid 20s. So earlier they could have definitely fought. Just that one, that's a decision I think that's gonna sort of be like, yep, that's the one that cost us the game.
Yeah, and this time there's no back and forth, right? There's no rapid heartbeat graph. It's more of Jiarmy taking control from the get-go, and Foxy Gaming showing signs of life, but those are very quickly smothered by Jiarmy. So congratulations. I mean, Jiarmy, they are the grand champions of the FSL Dota 2 Open 2, but Foxy Gaming settling for second place. Not too bad.
Yeah, I mean, they played really well. Like, just because one team wins doesn't necessarily mean the other team did badly. I mean, Jiarmy was just so good. Foxy Gaming, they were signs of life. Like, they could have made a comeback at some points of the game, but Jiarmy just played better today. And maybe next time we see them, Foxy Gaming will take it 2-0 in their favor. The combination with the Mars Phoenix, I thought was great. They were only able to get off once to win the fight, and then at the end of the game, but not enough. But next time maybe they'll take a Faceless Void, and we can see something even crazier.
Yeah, definitely. So, this is the end of the show. But before we cap it off, any last words? That means it's been an amazing journey this weekend. But any thoughts? Any final thoughts?
I'm just really glad that we have tournaments like this because you want esports to be as inclusive as possible, and there's simply not enough infrastructure for the fairer gender to play the game like the boys can. You know what I mean? So having these tournaments, it really helps the scene. You can even go to Gia's stream while she's playing. She's happy that there's a tournament for her. So I'm glad that we have that. I hope we have many more in the future. Big shout out to FSL. Big shout out as well to Yahoo and Intel for making this possible. And always a pleasure to work with you, right?
Yeah, likewise. And with that being said, I hope we get more opportunities like this. It's always a breath of fresh air, and always great to witness good Dota game. But all good things come to an end. Let's draw the curtains right here. So we're gonna sign off right now. Congratulations to Jiarmy for becoming the champions, and of course Foxy Gaming coming in second. We had Unknown in third. and Jiarmy in 4th place. Everyone else who has participated, you are a big part of this journey. Of course, on behalf of FSL, and of course, thank you a lot to our sponsors and partners, Yahoo and Intel, and everyone behind the scene. I'm Husky. Here's Otomo. We'll see you guys hopefully in the future. But until then, good night and have a good day. Goodbye.